Welcome back to Rise and Shine. I'm joined by Superintendent of Public Instruction, Debbie Critchfield, and she's here to talk about House Bill 521. Well, good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for being here.
Absolutely. Thanks for the invitation.
Of course. And so what is House Bill 521 and a little bit of the background?
521 is the school modernization facilities bill that was passed earlier this year that will give a little over $1 billion in the next 10 years to our public schools around the state to help with maintenance, improvements, just overall deferred maintenance and updates that are needed in our school facilities.
And why was this so important and historic for the schools?
It's the first time that that the state has contributed into school facilities at all. Typically or historically, it has all come from the local tax base. And so as we look around the state and see people moving out of some places, people moving in, people moving into the state, it wasn't always a fair playing field. And then also you have some areas in our state that are federally controlled and are off of the Idaho tax books. And so we created a situation where, depending on the zip code where you live, you may or may not be able to build or repair facilities like your neighbor.
And traditionally, these schools had to either bond or levy for these repairs before. So yeah. What does this money mean for the districts?
Well, it means that they can get to their maintenance list and to that list of to-dos, but it also means less of a tax burden on local taxpayers. And one of the things we want to be sure that we're letting people know, although without question $1 billion is an incredible amount of money, it isn't going to keep districts, it doesn't solve every single problem, but it definitely helps contribute to the needs that they have, which again are local taxpayer needs.
And we have some of our schools are over 100 years old in some places, so.
Yes, in fact, in late August, I traveled to St. Mary's. They had a 100-year celebration of Hayburn Elementary School. To my knowledge, it's the oldest operating elementary in the state, and they were very excited for the money, as you might imagine.
And so how is it distributed? Is it a set fee that they can all get, or set funding, or how does it work?
It's a math problem, or not a problem, but a math equation that takes into account a variety of things, and then it translates into a proportion of the overall money. So everyone gets a set amount. The districts know what that is, and then over the next 10 years, they're able to again chip away at their facility plans.
Is there a certain way that they have to use it? Do they have to do deferred maintenance first and then they can move on?
There is a list. You start with those things that are most critical, particularly with repairs, maintenance. We're seeing a lot of districts as they submit their plan to the Department of Education, which is a required part of the law, that many of our districts are using it to replace roofs, to put in new HVAC. And I think for teachers and kids who go to these buildings every day, they're saying, thank heavens we've got something on the horizon. And
there was just a distribution, if I remember right?
Yes, just in October, we were able to get 80% of the money out, and then in February, we expect to get that remaining 20%. And the reason we didn't get all 100% right at the beginning is due to how the bonding worked. And so we're able to get that out as quickly as possible. And
we do have session coming up once again, ramping up for it. Will there be continued support for it?
Yes, this is put into law in a way that lawmakers would have to go back and pass a new law to undo that, which we hope no one's thinking or talking about that. We haven't heard that. But yes, we're ready to go.
Well, thank you so much for being here this morning, and Rise and Shine will be right back.